back and forth, right? Because that's important. The first person that came to mind that I think does a really good job of just being easy to work with and providing the resources that you need. Because, when you book a speaker, then it's like you've got to get the bio and the links and the social media and the vertical video, it's all that stuff that comes with it.
Mm,
Erin King, who I'm sure you know,
mm,
she has a meeting professionals tab on her website.
mm,
And if you click on that tab, it's all the approved images, all the approved bios, everything you
mm,
could need for any marketing materials that you have is right there. And I love that so much. I literally, like, my web people are copying that. I've told her that. I'm like, we're copying your stuff. We're doing that for my website too, because that's, as a speaker, as you know, just providing those assets. My team provides it, but could my team be doing something better, bigger, more accurate? Sure. So why not give somebody a link to do that? I think making
mm.
life easy for the planner and remembering the speakers are extremely important, but they are 1/100th of what the planner has to worry about, right? They're worrying about
Mhm.
food and beverage and transportation and venue. And like right now, I've got union strikes going on in Boston. Like there's so many, there's weather delays, we're in hurricane fire season. Like there's so many things to worry about. So however the speaker can set themselves up with templates, cheat sheets, spreadsheets, whatever that makes booking them easy. I'm all about a frictionless sale, right?
Mm.
So whatever you can do to make buying as simple as possible, paying as simple as possible, and then
Mm.
providing those assets as simple as possible, I think is important.
All right, so now you got my wheels churning. I'm gonna do a follow-up to that, and then I'm gonna go to you,
Ooh,
Amani,
Okay,
ooh,
but
okay.
I'm gonna do a
yeah.
follow-up. There is a debate in the speaking world, and you're in the speaking world, so
Mhm.
you may have heard of this debate, which is, do I publish my prices or do I not publish my prices? Do I say, contact me and they have to fill out a form and then we have a conversation and then present the prices? Or do you lay the prices out there and go like, and here's the like truth with air quotes, like truth with a lowercase t, is whatever price someone puts on their website isn't always the price that they accept when they
That's
do a
right.
speaking engagement, right? Like it's kind of like the unwritten, I can't, it's like it's a not so hidden secret of the world works, right? Like you go to certain places and they typically inflate that price, and that's the price that they'd like to get. But like if I'm a $25,000 speaker, but if someone had $20,000, am I really gonna be like, get out of here? Maybe, but I doubt it, right? I doubt it. So I sometimes there's wiggle room. So I'm curious. So with that as context to my question, as a meeting professional who also happens to be a speaker, what is your take on publishing prices publicly versus not publishing prices publicly?
Okay, I love this. I think it really depends on the buyer. It depends on the meeting planner or the buyer, because like for me, prices are just a suggestion. So if I see a price and I know I really want a speaker, I'm going to rob Peter to pay Paul and get what I need, or I'm going to go find sponsors, or I'm going to negotiate the heck out of that and just give that speaker as much value as possible, right? But not all planners think like I do. So I think as a speaker, you have to determine who you want to be in the marketplace. If you're going to list that price, maybe bump it up a little bit, like bump it up a little bit so you give yourself a little wiggle room. But then I think about like the Scott Galloways of the world who, like, he'll talk on his podcast. He's like, I'm $250,000, outside of the country. I'm $150,000 inside the country. He's got it laid out. I think of Jesse Itzler's who's at like 50 to 75,000, who, they will say what they are and they don't mind. But it's funny that you say this, because I have a new agent as of literally last week. I'm represented by Gray Miller, and we had this discussion because a lot of their speakers have, inquire for more information, and other speakers list their price. And so when I looked at all of those speakers, I would say 70% or more had their price. And I think, and it, for me as a buyer, then I'll flip back to being a buyer, it's really good to be able to search by price, because if you know for one particular meeting you only have a certain budget, you want to stay in there. Now you may go through that agent website and be like, I really want that person, inquire for price. You're going to find a way to get that person no matter what. So I think if you want to weed out the people looking for freebies or looking for deals, put your price. If you want to, be searchable and visible, put your price. If you just don't know what your price is because it's different every day. And that's probably a whole other strategic conversation. But if you don't know what your
Mm.
price is, then I would just say ask for inquiry. I don't know. That's a long answer to a very short question, but that's how I
Mhm.
feel about it.
Yeah, it's I appreciate you having the unique lens of both, right?
Yeah.
Because so as